Hello there. Just
Evening.
this is through me a loop. We've got a message from someone called Pope Edwards, and they've put today. I don't know what that means, but thank you very much. Every message is appreciated. Welcome to the Heed on Me podcast. Say it's a massive week for Gateshead, as every week is at the moment. We're going to be taking on Kidderminster Harriers at home on Saturday, and we won't be covering the game. Sadly, we got babysitting duties to do. My wife's away for our 40th, part of our 40th celebration, the spa of our friend for her 40th. So no commentary from us, but I'm sure BBC might be able to, fill in. Not as good, but it should be all right. But no, get down on Saturday. It's a massive, massive game. And the lads deserve all the support they can from all Gateshead fans, and drag along that neutral fan that keeps asking as well. We're going to have a few things as well. We're going to have a competition. If we can get we are at 193 subscribers on YouTube. We can get up to 200. We will be giving away a cup, and we'll be showing you later on. So if you want to subscribe now, and we'll tell you how to enter that competition. And we've got lots of messages coming in. We'll go into them. But so, Mickey, we've got a friend of the podcast. He's been on many a time when it was audio. We've got his beautiful looks on here now. Anth Scurfield, how are you doing, Anth?
Hi, gents. You okay?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
How
How are you?
The budget and got Jack Grealish.
Sorry?
I thought we'd blew the budget and got Grealish.
No. It's my terrible haircut. It's a bit like Gateshead fans. At least I got some hair. 99% of my board, aren't there? So it's nice to still have hair. There you go.
I'm starting to go though. Look at that. It's horrible. That's the stress of being. I say that. See, I know I've seen on social media you've been debating on whether to come up for the game this weekend. Are you going to make it up?
No, I'm still 50-50. I went past the petrol station tonight and I was like, oh my God, have you seen them prices? So it's just, yeah, I do want to go. Do you know what? I haven't been to a home game, and the last home game was Ipswich, about 3 years ago now. So been a lot of away games, but yeah, no, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see if the missus allows me. I can't say yes or no. Let's be honest with you.
Tell us about. I was going to ask to get the kids looked after by the grandparents, but I was like, no, it's got to be a daddy child weekend. I'm like, okay. I have missed quite a few doing the commentary, so I've got to really take this one.
I do think it's going to be one of them games where both teams are going to be attacking. So is it going to be a 0-0? Or is it going to be a 3-2? Is it going to be a 4-3? It's going to be interesting.
It certainly is. It's going to be such a tough one. We'll get into some messages here. David Steele, who was on the other weeks, but even lads listening from the Isle of May, Scotland tonight. Fantastic having tuned in. Has he got his Gateshead pin badge yet? When he's doing TV interviews. We've got Gordon Mann, how he's doing tonight. We're doing all right. Charles Waff, who I actually need to talk to, because I'd like to wonder if he'd like to have a page on the Heed Army podcast website to put some photos, a photo gallery on of his. We'll give him a page. And while we're on about that, heedarmy.com, if you haven't already been there, it's a work in progress. We're getting there. So please do visit and get that. That would be fantastic. I think we've got a few more messages. Mason Ford, put evening, thank you. And we've got Bald Heed Army from John Laverick. Thank you very much. And we'll go the messages offline in at the moment. We've got Liv Walden. Hi all. Hope you're all okay. We're doing all right. We've got one here as well. How are you doing tonight, lads? Up the Heed Army. Yeah, it's just an exciting week, and it seems like every week on the podcast this season we've said the next game is massive. And we've got 13 games remaining now, and every one is massive. But the one thing I was wanting to talk to you about is that have you looked at Brackley's fixtures coming up? They've got we've got a tough run in. Every game's going to be hard, but Brackley's got to play some of the big boys in and out the next few weeks.
Have they got York as well, haven't they? I think they've still got York to play. York obviously won the other night, and I think they've unbeaten them 6 or 7 now. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, but it's in our hands.
It certainly is.
There's nothing else we can say. You got to trust the boys, and playing Kidderminster on Saturday could be a huge one.
This could be our bonus.
Yeah.
2014. If we can win on Saturday, this could be our bonus. Where I think the lads will go on.
It is. It's got to be. It's one of them. It's not a disaster if we lose, because we're still top of the league at the end of the day. I know that's a little consolation when maybe the other teams around us will have games in hand, and if they win them, they'll go in front of us. But we're there to be caught. And as Anth said, it's in our hands. And, if we can pick up points in every game, doesn't matter if it's 1 or 3, it all adds up to the end of the season. That's the way we've got to look at it. But I'm sure Mike and Ian are looking at each game and going, well, we can win this.
I would imagine so. There's pretty much, in a roundabout way, they pretty much say the same thing every week. We'll concentrate on this game and then get this one out the way, and then we'll concentrate on the next one. But yeah, I think, to be fair, it's in our hands. But the way York's playing at a minute, I think York could slit a few throats forward, to be honest.
Definitely. And also as well, obviously we played Telford. The other teams have got to play Telford as well. They look like a team that was about to turn the corner, and it looks like they're doing that. They've got themselves a few points of late. There's a lot of teams around us. There's no east as well. Apart from a couple of teams mid-table, there's no teams with nothing to play for at the moment, is there? Unusually. Normally there's a few teams off kind of
if you look, even Darlington, if they're going to run, they can go in the playoffs. I'm sure they're 25 or 6 points behind it as well. So if whoever can go on a run can go in them playoffs, York's done it. Anyone could. It's a very open league, really. But then you look at our fixtures. We've got Kidderminster, then we've got Brackley next month away. Now, if you can get through them two, you hopefully go on a run, don't you? But it's going to be it's going to be tough.
Well, let's just talk about tough games, because David Steele's done our homework for us here. He's put York are on a charge. Kidderminster's next 4 games is us, Brackley, Chorley and Fylde. Is there a harder run of games in the National League fixtures this year?
I'm glad someone's done their homework for us. We haven't done then.
David Steele, he's made it look great tonight. Just before we go any further, I've got a couple of adverts to play. We want to play one from our sponsors, of course. We're ever thankful for their support. And then also as well, we're going to play the new mug advert as well. So keep an eye on these. Hey you, are you sick of drinking out of that same old cup? Does your drinks taste awful in it? Don't be glum, we've got something for you that'll make it taste better. And here it is, the new Heat Army podcast mug. Look at it in all its glory. It even comes with a box. Ooh. You can order yours now for only £7. Go on, help support the podcast with the new Heat Army podcast mug. Well, what can I say? I do have a lot of spare time on my hands at night when the kids are in bed. So if anyone wants to put the name down, message us. We'll write your name down and keep you 1 or 2 back, how many ever you want. But £7 each. Please do support us. And David Steele he's bored on an island. So see, we've found our new stato there. He's going to do it for each show, hopefully. Got in here. Question to the lads. See the team getting promoted and back into the Conference Premier. Well, it goes without saying, if we play our game, we've got a fantastic chance, isn't it? And we've got the points on the board. People have got to play their games in hand.
It's not. Do you know what? It's you watch them play, and I've been to Alpha in a way, Southport away. I stood with Mickey at Altrincham away in the cup, and there's something about this team, this club, maybe the fan base, where they believe, and they've got that. I think it may come from Mike. They've got that mentality. If they go down, they know they're going to get chances, and they're going to, with our strike force. There's just something there. And you mentioned there about that Barnet. We are going to run, and maybe Saturday will be that game where it's just going to go on to another level. It's
this might sound like a silly statement, but I still think we've got another gear to go into. I don't think we hit full gear this season. We haven't give someone a real spanking in the league. Yes, with Bradford in the FA Cup, but it's going to happen one day where all these chances hit.
I seen that at Alfred in a way. So when we had, I think it was a 10-minute spell when it was goal after goal after goal. But then I think the second half was sort of put the level back down. But you are right. There is a level there. The quality we've got, you look in the midfield. You look likes of. I think our standout player's got to be Owen Bailey. When I've watched him, he just looks a cut above. So when you've got him, then you've got Greg Ollie in the middle, and you've got Hunter coming in, and Ward. I think we've got some fantastic players. And I don't know how. Yes, sometimes the subs only got 3 or 4, but Mike's still got a hell of a job when all them are fit. Especially when Danny Greenfield's back as well. It's a hell of a job actually keeping everyone fit.
It certainly is. I mean, hopefully, we're getting into that time of the season where people are going to come back and we can keep a full squad fit and make life difficult for the manager in that point of view. But obviously, John Laverick was down. I think he was down at Telford. It's awful at Telford, but a point being great, sign of a great team. Well, I wasn't there. I didn't get to listen to it either. But a point away, you've got to take it. You've got to take everything you can get at this stage of the season.
I used to hate going to Telford. Never enjoyed it. I remember the journey, 4 hours, 4.5 from Gateshead. Oh, no, never nice.
I remember Tommy Dorman taking the shortcut, and we got there after kick-off.
I remember that. I was on that one. Was that around about the same time he followed the team bus, but it turned out not to be the team bus. It was just another bus for the same bus company. So that was a brilliant couple of weeks on the road following Gateshead.
What was the other one? Where you seen the floodlights?
Stady
Bridge or something like that, and he pulled up outside Curzon National.
Yeah, I was completely wrong ground.
Well, at least it was local.
Yeah, I know. If you are just joining us, we are going to do a competition. We want to get the subscribers up to 200. If we do that tonight, we're only 7 subscribers short. We will give away a Heed Army podcast mug live on the show. I'll be monitoring it throughout the show. So as soon as we do, I'll do the competition. And we've got quite a fancy way of doing the competition as well. So hit subscribe on YouTube and we will give away a cup, or it'll be next week when we hit 200, hopefully. Live once, but brilliant video. You haven't seen the one with the kids yet. I had a wrestle with them on the green screen. We've got Milk the Cow podcast. Really happy to see the club dedicate the Kidderminster game to her game too. The people running the club just keep getting things right. I was hoping to get the actual image of that to put up, but yeah, fantastic that the club were one of the first professional clubs in the country to get involved in that. Then a sway of clubs followed after, and as the cow said, the club just seemed to be getting things right off the pitch, which is paying dividends on the pitch and in the stand at the minute.
100%. You look around and you look on social media, all the commercial deals is massive. I can't remember it when we had that. I remember going to some ground and I used to be jealous of all the sponsors and stuff.
Look, sorry, just to interrupt you there, but as well, a sellout in corporate for Saturday as well, which is a massive well done, everyone behind the scenes, because of course, if we win, it's fantastic. But if we win with that sold out, with people hopefully getting involved, getting hooked, keeping businesses into it, and not only just businesses, but if people want to treat themselves, why not try corporate? It's a good afternoon. But yeah, it just goes back to what Milk the Cow said, that we're getting things right off the pitch.
It's it's not a desperation thing. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but previously it was always throw money, keep throwing things and just hold things a stick. Now it seems that there's a bit of a plan in place. The club have got a plan. We want to do this, and it is going to take time to do it. But you are seeing the growth now from the community side. What Ross was saying the other week, the clubs and the fans. I'm not saying there wasn't something previously in the previous owners and so on, but there's definitely a much better feel and a plan to it.
Yeah, we've got another one here from Colin Scott. We need to bring our A game on Saturday and not our Slay game. The one of the slack, one of the full of gifts. Yeah, obviously I'd imagine the defense will be well drilled going into this game. We don't want to gift anything to anyone at this stage of the season, do we? I think hopefully we've give all our gifts away.
It's fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to what Scurf was on about before there, about the club, and he hasn't been for a few years. David, you back us up on here. It's like a breath of fresh air, this football club, isn't it? When you come in on a match day, it is a breath of fresh air.
There's a youthful feel to the stand. There's a family feel to the stand. There's excitement building before a game. I mean, bar 1 or 2 games, the stand looks, I mean, amazing. 20 minutes, half an hour before kickoff, it looks fuller than what it ever did in the league above, and there's still people trickling in after kickoff. And that's just it's a beautiful, heartwarming thing to see. We've all been in that stand on a cold Tuesday night with no one next to her apart from ourselves, trying to avoid talking to each other. Now we just do it digitally. But yeah, it is. It's just.
This is the thing as well. When you look at the crowd, you had the Gary Mills, so you had the Wembley, and you had the season after, and we were still getting steady crowds. But then it slowly went down, and we had the whole colour thing. But if you look at the crowds now compared to when we were last in the conference for the last 2 years, the crowds are easy, 20-30% up anyways. Even I've seen someone whinging about getting 800-900 on a Tuesday. God, if I remember getting 600 on a Saturday, and I thought that was good. So it's just progress. But people always try to compare with other football clubs, and I don't think we should be comparing. I think we should be looking at ourselves and growing and growing and growing.
Well, that's one of my big bugbears. You get
Yeah.
these clubs is 900. You're top of the league. If we were top of the league,
Yeah.
we'd be getting X.
Well,
X,
I mean, we're talking about growth, and I think we touched on it last week as well. It's organic growth. It's not a case of bringing in a former Newcastle United player or a former Sunderland player and building it around that, and and having that initial impact. This has been local lads, some unknowns, like that have come in, even back to when Steve Watson was at the club. No one had heard of Greg Ollie. Now everyone knows he's probably one of the best players in this league and the league above. We've brought in players, we've let them grow, we've let them develop, and the club is doing exactly the same on the back of that. And if we go up and you've got the amount of local lads, if we can keep a hold of them, of course, and if they want to stay, and have that local nucleus in there, and if they can add to that, just what an advert it is for what you can do at this level with local lads wherever you are, and just work hard at it.
Certainly is. I mean, all the young ones were brought through as well, and we're starting to see that with the young ones. We've had a few, like Eddie Thomas has come through, young Kyle Errington.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other lad who was on the bench at.
But we've seen today on social media the academy lads joining in with the first team, and that's an advert in itself to players that want to enroll at the college and get part of the part of the system. That if you're good enough, you will get a chance, you will get noticed. And with Connor Panniers and players of the past like Tom White and Elliot Forbes and John Mellish, of course, but we don't want, I mean, as nice as it is talking about them players, I want to be talking about the Connor Pannies and the new measures, the new Tom White, people making the name for themselves. We can, it's a few years now since Mellish, White, and Forbes is still with us, of course, fantastic. But we want to continue bringing players through. It's all well and good saying, look at who we brought through 4 years ago. It has to be no guarantee. It can't be continuous, but you want to see that progression carry on happening. Connor Panny is the new Tom White or Mellish at the moment. He's come through. He's getting his chance. Let's not forget, Mellish and Tom White weren't instant into the first team. They had to go out on loan. They had to, toughen up a little bit, and then look what they've went on to do. So hopefully Connor is another one of them, and these other lads that are getting a chance to train with the team is just hopefully it's Lewis Leeds is the other player.
And you look, we're building a good network of Northern League clubs, so we'll know which clubs we should be sending these players to. Yeah. So we're not just sending them to someone and it's just going to be horrific football. Or I'm sure Mike and Bus would be looking and going, we need to be sending it to these teams, or send it to Hebben, for example, because we know how Hebben play and that kind of thing. So it is key.
They're doing the homework to see who is, who will do well, because I mean we've seen earlier in the season Eddie Thomas went to Dunstan, didn't get many games. He's went a level down, and he's banging in the goals for Crook, which is absolutely fantastic. His development, and hopefully we'll get to see that in the future for us. And 1 second, Taylor Howie, who's just subscribed. If you just joined us, please do subscribe. We've got 6 subscribers short of hitting 200 on our YouTube channel. If we do, we'll give away a Hedobi podcast mug. But he's put Panny doesn't look out of place, and his last appearance when he came on as a sub, I thought was probably one of his most composed ones. He looked confident when he came onto the pitch. He looked like he felt like he belonged.
Right, that was against Farsley. He come on and done really well. Mm-hmm. And but I mean, you got Eddie Thomas at Crooken. There's a few other lads dual registration who are in the under 19 side, and they're getting games in the Northern League as well.
Yeah, it is.
So,
It's just a fantastic all-round feel, isn't it? And I'm sure some people will be listening, or maybe a neutral going, "God, everything's too positive on here." We've got nothing to complain about. Charles
we've
Waff.
always got something to complain about.
I know, but let's not forget that there was nearly 2 years where no one could go to the stadium because of COVID to watch a game, and that's another big thing that we've managed to bring in these crowds and the sponsors as well.
That was one of my concerns, when COVID kicked in. We were it was a playoffs, wasn't it? And we were building, and I was like, oh, this is just gated this, like 2 years, bang. But the way we just said, yeah, let's just work on it, and it is growing. But it must have been hard. Some non-league clubs must have struggled massively.
Yeah,
It's a few went out of business, didn't it? So.
Well, Gordon's sent like the Ukrainian flag. He put up an 8. It wasn't Mickey, it was me. Mickey's just up in that corner. We've got another one about the Ukrainian flag, obviously showing a little bit of solidarity. Isn't not much we can really do about it, but just share our love and thoughts with them, because it must be absolutely horrific over there. And Caroline sending one there. And I think everyone does echo the sentiments of what's going on. I'll say we've all got children who's on it tonight, and couldn't envisage going through what that is. But right, on that note, if we'll talk about children, I'm going to show you how I had to wrestle with mine for about 15 minutes to get this 10-second advert made.
Like and subscribe and hit the bell. And bunny jump. He not me. He not me. He not me.
Only just were they not harmed.
So you just offer them chocolate, and they'll do anything for you, Dave.
Not my children. They give them the chocolate and ask for more. No. To be honest, they're all great at doing it. When I said I was getting the green screen out for doing the cup advert, they were like, they want to do it, and yes, hours of fun. But yeah, please do message in. Remember, share the show, and say we have said if we go up to 200 subscribers tonight on YouTube, we will give away a Heed Army podcast mug, and we'll give you on how to do that very shortly. In fact, you can start doing it now in the hope of getting there. Hashtag Heed Army in the comments, and that will enter you into the competition. So hashtag Heed Army. So I'll see Anth's about to furiously type in the. There you go, straight in. But I would say we've got the Kidderminster game coming up on Saturday, and I would say when we first come on, we're speaking to Anth about possibly coming up, and we've seen some things said on social media by the club, and I think it was Ian Watson saying that the support is imperative, and if we can get that stand rocking on Saturday and we hit gear straight away, then we've got to be on the front foot going into that game. And we always say it on the commentary, we thank you for listening, but if you can get down to the game, get there, because you won't regret it. The way these lads are playing is absolutely phenomenal, and I've never seen anything like it in all my years of Watson Gateshead. It's just quite a team. And we'll quickly read out this message. Are the phone lines open tonight, mate? No, because I haven't moved this desk to get that out. But I will do, don't worry. We'll pray that it's a decent call. Right, on that note.
No swearing, Gordon, and you do get back on.
No swearing. We would like to say that we were hoping to have Simon Johnson on tonight. He might be joining us after training. Obviously, the ladies' team train on a Thursday night. He had initially said he had no problems coming on. Then he remembered he had training until 9. So hopefully Simon Johnson might be joining us very soon. So that, and remember, put the hashtag Heed Army in the comments and in the chat, and you'll be another chance of winning the cup if we can get to that magic 200. I'll have a quick little update on it. Oh, four subscribers away. Come on, everybody, if you want the cup. In fact, I'll show you one of the cups here. 1 second. There we go. It even comes in a sheath. Look at that. There we go. There we go. So we're up there.
Very nice.
Very nice. There you go. So I think we worked out it was the 4th cup, wasn't it?
I
We
think
can't remember how many were done. Yeah, so there's the fourth cup in the Heat Army podcast. I'll put it back.
Has anyone ordered one of them paintings from the stadium from that guy on Facebook?
I've seen a few
have.
people do it. They look fantastic.
Yeah,
but,
I've got mine. It came today. Yeah.
is it nice?
Yeah, no, it's really good. The quality is really good. So I just need to go get a frame. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
really
I've
good.
ordered one, but I'm waiting till next month to get it. So
Yeah,
it's. I'm glad someone's got one.
yeah.
Not to take a picture and send us a DM.
We'll put it up on
It's usually them naked photos I send you, Mickey, not photos of
I know,
pictures.
but I'm not in the mood to need.
Yeah. Liv, she's got a painting, so absolutely fantastic. And I've got two cups.
I'm glad for the lads,
Yeah, and no, there's a series. Obviously, making a living out of it. He's doing a lot of football clubs. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, I seen he was doing our friends down the road, so I'll just wipe some shit on it, really. But hey ho.
It's up the road. Yeah, I had to tell him actually tell him off because he kept spamming on the Facebook group. I said you've already got adverts, so pack it in. But I'll just have a little check of Twitter because we don't often forget to check the Twitter. What it called? We're only 3 subscribers away. Come on, get them hashtag Heat Armies in the chat. It looks like it's gonna happen.
How's the family anyway, Scurfer?
Yeah, no, it's good. Honestly, she's free in November now. Can you believe that? So it just flies over. But I can't wait until she's free. It means I don't have to pay for bloody nursery. The bloody if someone told me the amount of money I pay for nursery bills, Jesus Christ, I would have 10 season tickets by now. But no, she's doing really well. She's
good.
Vocal wise and talking and everything. She's doing well. Yeah. So
nothing on Twitter there. Yeah. So I know, God, I know it's scary. To see my little girl, she's 7, but she's that tall. She's having to wear 12 to 13-year-old size clothes. So it's it's just good. I'm gonna have to watch me lip because she'll probably give us a clip in a few years' time. So,
here's one for you, Mickey. Ultram Aware. When was the last time you celebrated and how emotional that was? I don't know about you, but I had tears in my eyes that day, and it was quite like the Grimsby game. But I don't know if it's just everything what's happened to the club over the last 5 years or whatever. But that away end, honestly, Dave, I can't describe the atmosphere. There was only about 80 of us there. The atmosphere was unbelievable.
I come out to that ground, and it felt as if we'd put some ghosts to bed.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So many times have we had the chance to do these things and we've fell short. I mean, you can all the cup shops we've had, bloody North Shields, Gainsborough, Billingham, Synthonia, concert, all these absolute horrendous getting beat last minute off Tamworth and they're drawing Everton. And we sat through them and you think, surely one day we're going to have some luck. I mean, we got the 3rd round and we got away to West Brom. It wasn't the plum Premier League tie, but it was still a Premier League tie. Plus it was away, so it was that lessened the chance even more we're winning. But then to draw a big club like Charlton at home in that second round after, and then what looked like we're thrown away on the first FA Cup game from 2-0 up and coasting it. And then again there in that last minute goal when Dan Ward scored in, it was just bedlam in that away end.
Yeah, I mean, you've probably heard on the commentary, I think the Farsley game I started to believe because I got a bit excited when Nat Campbell one went in because obviously New War going 6 points clear at the time. And that was the one where I was saying, it's just... you think
that was some goal by Adam Campbell. Like, we've seen some cracking goals this year.
But he's continually doing it. Wasn't the game after? He's just been given a little bit. I don't know if they've said something to him, but he's been given that little bit of freedom in the middle now, and he's just let's just go for it because he has got a good foot on them. It's.
I mean, I thought the goal against Spenny was a good one, and it's arguing which one was the better.
I think
only because it went up in the top corner, like bent an eye on in the top corner. People say it's a better goal, but I don't know, because when you look at the bodies in front of him for the Spennymoor game, Andy set up with his weaker foot.
I know. They're both two beauties, aren't they? All he needs a goal in his head, and he's completed it, hasn't he, this season? But absolutely fantastic. We've got Becky Higgins. She's put West Brom was one of my favourite away games. Though we lost 7-0, still the loudest crowd. So it was fantastic to hear from Becky from the Shrewsbury Massive there. Dad, it's Dave, isn't it? Dave Higgins, our dad. So hopefully he's tuned in. And remember them hashtag Heat Army so you can win the cup. We're very close to the 200, so we'll do the competition a little bit later on. But if you want to enter to win the mug, it is hashtag Heat Army, and we'll make the draw live on the show. And Anth, are you going to enter? Are you going to get it in the chat?
Go on, then I'll do it now.
Come on, see what I mean? How we get everyone in. That's what we want. Right, let's have a look. We'll play a little advert.
You can't claim it.
Yeah.
Unless you come to the match on Saturday.
All right, while we're on, why don't you follow us on our social media? And there's a little advert on how to do that on something. Where are we? There it is. Right, there we go. Keep them entries coming for the competition, and remember, subscribe as well, and we will get that in. Right, we do have the footage that went up today from the Gates FC TV's interview with Mike ahead of the big game. So this is what Mike had to say today, and say we'll play this out, and when we come back, we'll get right back into it and get your messages in as well.
Mike, of course, another big game coming up on Saturday with Kidderminster set to visit the International Stadium. Just first off, how have all the boys been looking in training this week so far?
Really good. We've had a good week's prep. We know how good Kiddie are. We always face the best version of them. Obviously, a lot of respect for Russ, and you know he's built a really good team. They're organised and they've got a real identity as well. So we know we've got to be at our very best to win the game.
Yeah, you touch on Kiddie there. Obviously, it's a while since you've played each other. The game at their place being quite early on in the season, and was sort of a bit of an unusual one in a sense where you didn't have as much possession as you were used to and kind of hit them on the break a few times. But it's sort of Saturday's game, or one you'll be looking to kind of assert yourselves in and control.
Every game is, yeah, of course, regardless of our opponents, we've got a game plan. We always want to be as effective in possession, out of possession as in possession, and be as threatening. And we know we're going to have spells where we won't be able to control the ball, and we've got to be patient and make sure we condense the spaces. But yeah, we want to impose ourselves. We want to play our game and try and dominate the ball as best we can.
Yeah, and of course yourselves coming into the back of it off a draw. Telford and Kidderminster no doubt will be wanting to sort of return to form after losing at Farsley at the weekend. So is it a one where both sides are potentially looking to get a bit of a reaction on Saturday?
Both sides are looking for the win, regardless if you come off the back of a win, lose or draw. You know, one objective, and that'll be both camps. That it's the next game, and it's a big one because, like I say, we know how good they are. And they know coming here and taking away 3 points, it'll be massive for them and their momentum, vice versa. So yeah, all focus on the detail, on a good week's prep, and looking forward to it. Is
it potentially one that could be a little different possibly to, I suppose a lot of teams coming here this season will kind of sit deep or sort of look to keep things tight at the back and sort of concede a bit of possession to you, but Kidderminster, of course, are used to winning games and scoring a lot while doing it, so could it potentially be a bit of a different spectator sort of affair on Saturday?
I think you've got two good teams who want to dominate the spaces, dominate the ball, and he always has a game plan for us. You see, he allows certain areas, certain players to have the ball, and then as soon as the pass has gone, the trap gets set, and like I say, he knows our game. He would have watched us very well. He obviously knows the club very well. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one for the spectator. But you'll just see two teams trying to play the right way, with different dimensions to the game as well. Not always just about playing through the thirds. That can go over it as well. Again, we look forward to it. We want to test ourselves against the best, which we will do on Saturday.
Yeah, and does it feel like it could be one of sort of the toughest tests you could have faced here so far, potentially?
Yep. Yeah, it will.
And just in terms of team news fitness-wise, is it just the same picture as it has been recently in terms of obviously Elliot Forbes and Paul Blackett have been out of late, but not sort of others of note? Obviously, Carl Magnier pulled up in the warm-up at Saturday, so is he sort of any closer to fitness after that?
He joined in training today, so we'll be assessing that, any reactions, and it'll kind of be a late call on that. And yeah, Wardy, is had another week under his belt, so getting fitter and stronger. But yeah, Forbesy and Blackie will still be a few more weeks.
Well, there's a little bit more on the end of the video there than what I was expecting. Do follow Gates FC TV. They always put out fantastic interviews and post-match, and as I said, the highlights as well, which we're very, very proud to be on them when we do the commentary on the home games. Right, we've got about 10 people have entered the competition so far. We're very close to the 200. We've had up to 30 people watching at any one time. So go on, enter the competition. It's free. You win a mug. Hashtag Heat Army in the chat or in the comment on Facebook, wherever you're watching, and you are in with a chance of winning it. And we've got a tweet from Colin Scott. He's put all those mugs dishwasher proof, and we replied back with fingers crossed. But I noticed, Colin, that your hands are very supple, and I'm sure you're no stranger to stand at the sink. So you can wash it gently and have it looking pristine for the next sip if you win or purchase one. So there we go. Right. So keep them coming in. Remember, hashtag Heat Army. It's free to enter. You see, you'll be able to pick it up at the game on Saturday, because I'll drop the winning one off with Mickey, and I'm sure he'll take it to the game for the winner. So please do that. And Gordon's put, I promise I won't swear, mate. Oh, that's good, but we're still not opening the phone lines. I'm surprised Mooney didn't get sent off with his little gesture he did. I didn't say that. Didn't hear about it.
He ran towards the Gateshead fans and stuck his finger up at the Gateshead fans when they scored the goal.
Oh yes, I did.
Good player, good player actually.
Taylor, how is toughest test? Yep, Mike could be so sassy to the interviewer. I didn't notice that.
I did. No, I did have a wry smile to myself when I watched that.
What do you want us to say? But do as David Chambers has done. Hashtag Heat Army Milk Cow. We've got Gordon as well. Enter the competition to win the mug. Get into it, and also share the show as well. Subscribe and follow us on all of our social media platforms. We are hoping that Simon Johnson is able to join us if he can get back from training in time, and we'll be able to talk about the ladies' game. But Mickey, you were there on Sunday. The ladies are flying. Go on, tell us all about it.
Well, it's been a good month since I've been able to watch the lasses, and the lasses haven't played for roughly the same amount of time. But on Sunday, I would say that was probably their best performance this season. So played some absolutely incredible football. Simon's getting them well drilled on the passing. He's onto them all the time, and some of the goals where he scored. I
mean, there was highlights put up, wasn't there? There was some absolute corkers there.
Anna Cottam is arguably got goal of the season for the football club this season. And it's quite surprising because I rib Hannah's a centre half, and I rib her all the time about not crossing the halfway line. And they put her at defensive midfield, and she was stood about 4 inches from just over the touchline or the halfway line. I says to Simon, "What you doing?" She's over the halfway line, and he says, "I take responsibility for it." And when that ball dropped down, I shouted, and Dan Wales was right next to us. I shouted, "Go on, Hannah, I dare you, shoot." And the ball dropped out the sky. She took 2 steps back and just wallied it.
So are you trying to take an assist on the match report?
No, I am not taking an assist at all. I just because Hannah didn't even hear us. It was only Dan Wales and maybe a couple others around us that heard it. But what a goal!
I'll
But
tell
the
you what.
second goal was a good goal, and Jade
Yeah.
Anderson scored a great goal.
I mean, it's great that we've got highlights up, but I'm not a fan of those VO highlights. It's always from a distance. Obviously, trying to get a cameraman to go on at them games is, but the VO ones, I've got a gripe with them. I don't like a lot of Northern League clubs use them. You can understand why, but it's not the greatest thing. It doesn't do the goal any justice, but it did show you the distance. The lob goal was a belter.
It was absolutely brilliant. I mean, it was a good team performance. Jazz played really well. Well, if it wasn't up to me, man of the match would have went to Jess Richardson. She was unlucky the last time I seen them play. She scored 4 and still didn't get my man of the match because Lindsay played well.
Yeah.
But I call her the pocket rocket. She's like lightning. What a great little forward she is.
We'll have
You've
to try
got Libby West, one of the most talented young 17-year-olds I would probably see. One of the steady eddies in the team, 7 out of 10 all the time. How she hasn't scored a goal this season, I do not know.
Well, there you go. Famous last words. You know what's going to happen? Overhead kick in the next game. Colin Scott is on form today. He's put Mooney cupped his ear. He was asking for a Heat Army mug.
Colin actually sent him a cracking tweet. I can't remember what he actually put, but Colin actually sent him an absolute brilliant tweet after that game.
Yeah.
Hopefully Colin can remember what he put, but it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and
that was.
Still time to enter. There's quite a few people. I'll have a little check to see how many people have. There's 13 entrants. Come on, there's 25 people watching live at the moment. Come on, there's 12 years haven't got involved here. Get yourself in. Hashtag Heat Army in the chat. Doesn't matter if you're one of the players' family either or a player. You can enter. We're more than welcome. More than willing to give the prize to anyone. Also, as well, one stipulation: unless Davy Steele will hold it back for him or someone, if they're going to get to a game, we cannot post it because we don't want the risk of breaking them in the post. So you have to be able to pick it up at the game, or get someone to pick it up for you. So that will go do that. And Aaron Rutherford's put, evening, gents. Thank you very much for joining us. Say we've got about 15 minutes or so left, maybe a little bit more. It's flew by so far. Hopefully we might be joined by GFC ladies manager Simon Johnson if he can make it back. But see, just having a look about around the league at the minute. We mentioned that obviously the few teams can get into the playoffs, but it does look as though a lot of teams have missed catching up with the front three really now, haven't they? I mean, failed there. I think are they 16 points behind? I think it was, or
14, yeah, failed.
So
failed on 50 points. We're on 64. Yeah,
you've got to say it's between the front three now, isn't it? And Saturday, we mentioned before, is a pivotal result for either side.
Well, massive. It's a massive game. They've got some really good players. The lad who takes the free kicks for them, I can't remember his name for the life of us. But I'm going to fear for my life if we are giving free kicks away anywhere near our box. Because that lad can bang him in from all distances. And he sits him. You can remember where Madison hit his.
Yep.
He seems to hit it exactly the same as what Madison hit it. And 9 times out of 10, he's scoring with them. So, I mean, they've got plenty of other players who are dangerous, but that kid, he looks a really good talent.
But then you've got is it Preston, the guy that's injured, who's magnificent in the cup games, wasn't he? So you've got probably their best defender out, which is a positive as well. So with our strike force, hopefully we'll be to test them. But it's definitely going to be. I'm just looking at the fixtures there. So you've got Kiddy on Saturday, then you've got Gloucester away, then you've got Boston away, then we've got Curzon at home. You just look at it, but even Curzon's not going to be an easy game where they are at the bottom of the league as well. It's
people are fighting for their lives, aren't they? So you know you're going to be in for teams playing for the full 90 minutes. The people have to say there's only maybe 1 or 2 teams right bang in the middle of the table haven't got much to play for.
Yeah,
everybody else has.
In the playoffs zones,
yep.
aren't they?
I think they're near there, aren't they?
Yeah. Obviously, they did slip away after the manager change earlier in the season, which was a bit of a strange one. Just a little message there. A couple of people have entered wrong. I've had a message in the chat to the Heed Army Facebook page. Do it in the video on the comments, hashtag Heed Army, and also it's hashtag Heed Army, not at Heed Army. So if you just want to save plenty of time, we've actually passed the 200. I can't believe it. I was hoping we would get there. I was always going to give the cup away, but we've got 204 subscribers. So thank you very much. It's it's a small little channel, a little podcast. So thank you very much for the support, and we'll repay you with winning a mug tonight for one of you beautiful people. And there we go. Just having a little look around. We've got one here. Simon is a class manager for the Lasses. They've improved so much this season. Well, hopefully we'll get to talk to him, and we'll get him on. And we've got one from Mason Ford. I think their defence will be shaky with Matt Pearson out after breaking his leg. Well, you've got to clutch at straws, haven't you? All the time. You've got to look for the positives.
Look, we're pulling them up. We've got some bloody good players as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're going to think, well, it's going to be tough. They've got to come here. The crowd's going to be behind them. It's a big pitch. We're going to be at them for 90 minutes at full pelt, as we've done all season to every team.
They won't be wanting to come to Gateshead.
No.
Not a chance in hell. No way.
Also, I mean, sorry to cut in there. It does look, I mean, obviously there's the weather forecasters for heavy rain, and the pitch has been cutting up a little bit. I think the game will be on. The pitch always drains quite well these days, but it's going to be a bit of a heavy pitch as well at times when it starts to cut up.
Both teams like to play football.
Yeah,
so
definitely. We've got Niall Bell is on their books. I didn't realise that. Much travelled. Also as well, I didn't see what the score was.
It turns up on time, didn't it? Though, Niall Bell.
2 Gator players were involved in the FA Cup tonight.
Losing 2-0. Everton's winning 2-0, yeah.
When Scott Bowden started. So, interesting to see.
Mind you, it was crazy watching Luton last night against Man City, because I've done a few away games, and I always enjoyed going to Luton away when it was a conference. But it's
Chelsea, you mean?
Chelsea, yes, Luton, yeah, they're playing Chelsea, weren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely fantastic. The growth that they've done as a club as well. They were always going to go up, but yeah, it was very.
I don't think anyone was expecting them to rise as quickly back up to the Championship as I thought.
Well in the Championship now.
I thought it might have took about 8 or 10 years to get themselves back up there and to be more or less established. As it doesn't look like they're going to go down, does it? So yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it, that anything can happen when you get out of the National League. Right, we've got let's have a little look. We've got about 10 minutes remaining. So if you want to enter the competition, hashtag Heed Army. Massive thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the podcast channel. Hopefully it'll do something in the analytics and push us out to be suggested to more people. Thank you. Also, as well, visit our website, heedarmy.com. As I say, it's still a work in progress. It looks quite snazzy at the minute, but we want to add articles and add another page for Charles Wolf. I've had a message off him and he's happy, I think, to have a page of his photos on there. And Mr. Luke.
Today, by the way?
Well, say if you want, I did offer if you wanted to have a Kenny on Corners page as well in there. Yeah, so we'll see the
website. I spoke to Andy today actually, so.
Well, good. Well, the website's there to be developed, so say we'll have things on. Another person sent it there, Mr. Luke. Thank you very much. And 1 second, we've got another one here from Mr. Luke. There's going to be a massive. This is going to be a massive game against Kiddy. Well, no joking. I mean, we normally at this stage ask for predictions. I mean, I'll ask for them, but I just hooker by crook as long as we get the 3 points. I don't care if it's 9-10, 10-9 or 3-1 or 1-0, as long as the 3 points come home to Gateshead, that is all I care about. And we get through the injuries.
That's my prediction. 2-1.
I'm going to go for 1-0. Langstaff's going to score in the last minute of the game.
I think we'll start. I think we'll start quick. I think it may be 2-1. 2-1. So we've got one here from Gordon. He's put 2-1. So if anyone else wants to send them in, Brackley away to 1 second, clicked the wrong message. We've got another one in. Davy Steele, he's put Brackley away to Southport on Saturday. Not easy for them either. No, it's always a tough place to go to.
They were fantastic when we played them earlier on in the season, when we just scraped, I think it was 3-3 in the end. But they were very, very good. Southport. I think they've only just got beat, didn't they were on an unbeaten run for about, I think it was 8 or 10 games. And I don't know if it was Darlow or Blythe or someone's just beat them. Beat their unbeaten run.
Live, they won 3-2. I think they were 3-1 up at one point, but they'll come back. So yeah, it's there isn't an easy game. There is not an easy game in this league at this minute in time. I think it's been one of the toughest leagues I think this year. It just shows you how well Gateshead are doing, because I think even when we've beat some teams at home and you think we've won convincingly, but that was another day. Some of them we've seen it. Telford, they've went on to beat other people higher up the league. Even Bradford Park Avenue, these teams, the show flashes, they've definitely got something to compete in this league. Just thankfully, touch wood, it continues. Gateshead are just that little bit too good for them at the minute.
Let's just take what. Sorry, Mick, you go ahead.
Start the season. If you'd had said to me we're going to be X amount of points ahead of Boston, X amount of points ahead of York, I would have took your hands off, because I had them down for top 2 easy.
Yeah. I mean, to have York not being as competitive at this stage in the season is great. But as we mentioned earlier on, the way they are finishing the season, there's a few teams starting to get it together. They've made a few key transfers, maybe a change in manager. People are starting to get a run together, and I wouldn't want to be Brackley chasing the points. We've always been that team that's chasing the points, and sadly in the past we fell short. And at the minute, yes, it's only 4 points with they've got 2 games in hand, but they've got to go and win them, and that's what the manager will be saying. We go out there, play our game, let them worry about theirs.
That's it. My fear is we beat Kidderminster, and they've gone on a little bit of a free fall because they've got to play Brackley yet.
Definitely. We've got a load of messages coming in. Darren Walden, 3-2 to Gateshead. We've got one here from, from Small Farmer Life. Be nice to have a photo gallery on the Heed Army website. That is a fan photo gallery. Yeah, I mean, we're still developing it. If people want to send us pictures of their away days, we can just have a big ever-growing photo gallery where people can flick through, and we'll obviously credit whoever takes a photo and sends it in. We've got here hopefully Gateshead are massive on the day. We just got to go out there and play our game. The belief is there. They know the system. It's well drilled, well versed. We'll work it from the back and pick them apart. Mason Forders, but we just need Brackley or Kitty to slip up at the last hurdle. That's all we need. Well, we know we need to at least slip up on one game for the games in hand, but it just got to concentrate on us. Yeah. So hopefully, if they
it's so exciting, yet it's so bloody nervous at the same time, isn't it?
I mean, in an ideal world, hopefully they slip up not the games that they've got in hand, the games in that time, so the games in hand don't matter. But we've just got to keep playing our thing. I mean, I was looking at away games, and hopefully by Chorley away, that could be hopefully an early celebration for a championship season. Who knows? But
fancy dress party as well.
Oh yeah,
that's the last away.
Only a 10-minute drive from my house as well, so even better.
And everyone back to Scurfs after in his garden.
Might stop at Sturfs to charge me car, because I'm getting an electric car later this month. So if I do go, I'm going to need somewhere to charge it.
Is it full electric or is it hybrid?
Full electric. I've went. Yeah, I've bit the bullet.
Just plug it into his mains. He'll be happy.
Do I? They'll be like, "Why are you parking so close to the clubhouses? I'm going in with a lead." Oh, it's just for the commentary, not for the car. Go there, Gordon managed, but 1-0 to Everton, ruled out VAR. Oh, don't know if that's I've seen that. Yeah, the Boreham Wood game. So that's yeah, it is 1-0. Yeah, so that's been ruled out. So FA Cup, anything could happen there. Right, keep sending them games. We've got You've got a minute now. I'm going to show this. Add to the stream. This is the thing. We've got 17 entrants. If you want to enter, you type in #HeedArmy in the chat. or the comment on the Facebook, wherever you're watching, on YouTube or the Facebook, comment #HeatArmy. We'll give you a couple of minutes and then we will make the draw for who is going to win the mug. So get yourselves into it. And a big thank you as well to everyone that has subscribed and liked us on social media. We're just hoping to reach as many more people, because at the minute we know that we get a good, decent live audience, which is fantastic. We know not everyone can watch live. We get a lot of people listen on the audio version. I think Anth does when he's in the car. We get that up as soon as possible, and people obviously will watch this back at a later date. And we just want to say thank you to everyone, because across the two platforms, obviously it can be result based like any of our podcasts in the past, whether it be audio or video. But at the minute, we're averaging between 300 to 500 views on a video across the two platforms, which is absolutely amazing. But there's more people in the stand, and we want to reach all of them. I want them all talking, want them all have the opportunity to talk about the football club. And this is the place to do it. So please do share it, and everyone has done. Right, we've got 1 minute. I'll tell you what, actually, I've got a canny little idea here. I've got something that I haven't been able to use. We're going to put a minute. Oh, have I got it? Have I got it? Yes, I have. Here's the minute countdown there in the corner. When we press that, that is when we're going to press the competition. So you've got #HeatArmy, comment, and we'll be able to give away the mug very, very soon. So there we go. All right.
So, Scurfer, you've only been to away games. So can I take it from you that if you were having an away day player this season?
It's very, very hard. Like I say, the player I've been impressed with is Bailey, how he runs the midfield. Absolutely fantastic. Every time I've seen Langstaff, Scott up front, absolutely huge. Story surprised me a lot. I think the way he controls in defence is very, very strong. Even a bit worried when Mike's been injured for probably about 50-60% of the season. He hasn't played that many games. So yeah. I don't know. Owen Bailey.
Couldn't argue with that. Right, we'll just get this back. There we go. So that is it. You've had your chance. You can quickly get it in while I quickly go towards, but actually put the Ukrainian flag back up there in solidarity. And now we've got 22 entrants, and this is the draw. Oh, that's fancy, isn't it? Who's going to win? Oh, you went past it. Oh, it's Davy Steele.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So we'll keep that from when he's back down off the Isle of May there. So fantastic stuff. But well done, Davy Steele. You've got this fantastic HeatArmy podcast mug, if we say so ourselves. Hang on.
Don't worry about it, Davy, because when Scurf comes to the match on Saturday,
you're not going to ask me. I was going to say you're not going to ask.
Well, ability with petrol in the tank, I kind of told you. 1 second, we've got a few messages here, and Deuce Fields put, haha, get in, lads. There we go. And just to prove that wasn't what I call it, we can draw it just to show you that it's completely random. I haven't got it on, have I? I've pressed it again. It's not even on. Whoop. There we go. So on another day, it would have been Taylor Howie. I'm sorry, Taylor, you haven't won, but it just proving that it was completely. He's put send it in a puffin box. There we go.
Now, because you lead it.
I know. We know about his puffin antics in a barbecue.
Yeah, about that. With the barbecue.
Oh yeah, no, I heard it a week. Yeah.
Only that, like.
So fantastic. But if you want your mug, I hope we'll have them for the next home game after. I think it's the 22nd. So we'll be advertising them, don't worry, on social media. Or you can message us on any of the social media platforms and we'll write your name down and keep how many or whatever you want. And we'll start doing that from tonight. So, and Taylor Howie's put, Howie, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Not in trouble telling you the puffin eating story.
What? He got in trouble?
He must have done. And John Laverick's put, got an electric tariff for you, 2p per mile. Oh, well, there we go. I'll be messaging him. So
typical salesman.
That's where it is. You know where it is? It's probably for charging at home, but I kind of charge at home as well. So I've got to charge at rapid points. There we go. No one wanted to know, but I've told you. On that note, thank you very much to everybody. Thank you to Anne for joining us.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to have you on.
I'll see you on Saturday, Mickey.
He's made his mind up. He's made his mind up. He's coming. He's
Well
coming.
done, Scurfer.
Big thank you to everyone that has entered the
Don't
competition.
worry, when the divorce comes through, you can move back to South Shields.
I know.
I've been trying that for the last 2 years. It's not working. So it's,
It's fine.
It's terrible. No, big thank you to everyone that subscribed, messaged in, keep sharing the show. Tell anyone next year at the match about the Heat Army podcast. Ask them if they've seen it. Try and advertise it. We'll get more people talking. That's what we want. And David Steele, we've got the last message. Oh yeah, 1 second. Look, I'll just give this one from David Steele because it did make us laugh when I read it. At 2 p.m. he can drop my mug off. And so yeah, I'll let you have the last words there, Mickey.
No, it's Sunday. Lasses are at home. 2 o'clock kick-off to Berkeley Town. If anyone wants to go down, and
is that at home?
Yeah,
at home. So on the training pictures behind.
Lovely to speak to you again.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah,
see you on Saturday. Take care, guys.
Hopefully next week we'll get someone on from GFC ladies. But get yourself down to the game on Saturday. Enjoy it. Stay safe. And John Laverick's he's been mugged off. There we go. On that one, we're definitely going. See you later. Bye.